Greetings. The title of this video is me washing whale with a number, probably video number on it at the end of it. It's my video series of me washing whale, and we're talking about things that whatever pops into my head. Very important to do not what I'm doing and to wash whales straight away, and whatever you do not leave them overnight if you have any greases and things, because then it takes longer to clean. I find washing very therapeutic. If you like did a survey of it's I know I'm probably like an abnormality when it comes to the human species, but I enjoy like washing whale. Well, I enjoy just doing tasks in general, but I love order. I love like having a set routine and schedule, and I like things to be ordered, and it's one reason why I love work. Just making order out of chaos, making order out of chaos. Many people don't understand that it's very hard to witness people add up their wages of their sins, but if I was to communicate with them, I would sound like a lunatic. Even some basic things, that spiritual things I would say to them, goes over their head, as it would have done me before the Lord saved me. Because our minds are finite, and trying to comprehend the infinite is very hard for our limited mind to process. That's why fasting helps me with kind of seeking understanding from the Lord of what He's trying to communicate with me. But one day I should be made perfect. So, after death. But I have like a certain opportunity to share, and the Lord opens doors, and even like it's hard because this world's mindset is completely opposite of that of God, and when you do things that are opposite of this world does not understand, and the people in the world do not understand because they're sadly blinded. They have some bit of a consciousness of right and wrong, but it's warped. So, for instance, sexual immorality. A lot of people nowadays are extremely warped because they allow their emotions, which is never a good sign. If your morality is dictated by your emotions instead of the truth that comes from God, you are on very dangerous ground, because your emotions could deceive you, because your heart is deceitful. All the hearts are deceived and wicked, and if you depend on emotions, and I know this personally, I get thoughts in my mind sometimes and in my heart, where I project onto other people about like what I see in them, and what I see in them, they do not see it in themselves, and if they do not see it in themselves, they'll not be willing to sacrifice or willing to do what's righteous and holy, because it's not in their hearts yet, because they don't see it. It's there. Deep down in the darkness is a bit of light there, but they do not see it because their attachments to this world, and some people it may take for them to lose everything for their souls to be saved. So I often pray that whoever takes, but it's also wisdom of how to talk to people, how to show light onto others, trying to build, it's very important to build bonds with people, but I find that very difficult because it's like a minefield, but it also has to walk two ways, because I know this from experience, it's very painful. If you're trying to form a bond and it's only going one way, where you're making the effort, the energy into putting an effort to attempt to form a bond with someone, but if the other person is not interested or has no desire to likewise put in the effort, time, energy, love into that as well, then the end result is just gonna end up in a lot of tears and pain and heartbreak. Because the most important thing is for people to seek a bond with their creator. That's the most important thing, and of fear as well. Even all humans have some bit of fear of walls they put up and things. Some of it wisely so, other of it just unnecessary so. But still, it's quite painful because I have to. I often wish that before I talk to someone, just to explain to them why I serve others, and to explain and just to plead with them not to put up a wall to their hearts. And so I have no danger onto others. There's nothing more painful to me that when people who I love put up walls, and that could be my own brethren or anyone else, and that pains me. When I'm at work, there's not much of a wall. I'm able just to serve others. It's simply some simple act, just carrying furniture out to a car, means everything to me because it just connects me to my best friend in Creator Jesus Christ, and it fills me. There's no experience greater than that. So I feel more at home that serving others than I do anything else. Just serving, encouraging. So that's what brings joy to my soul. But I live in a world that is completely selfish, where people, they won't help people unless the outcome is guaranteed, not realising that the outcome is only God truly knows in the end what the outcome will truly be with things, because He set everything in motion. But if you're only doing something, expecting something to go in your favour, or the outcome in your head, from experience, it is utter foolishness. You should do things because you, in your heart, want to do them out of love and out of righteousness, not because you expect some outcome to come in your head of how you expect things to go. Because that's something I painfully myself I'm starting to realise, because I have this thought myself of how this person could be a great friend, loved one, supporter, but the reality of that is completely opposite, because a lot of these things are out of my control. So that's something that I've painfully come to realise. It's heartbreaking every time though, but that you see the potential in people just willing to accept Christ in their heart, and for Him to make a home in their heart. You see the full potential they have. Yet sadly, and this is a sad truth of the reality of it, is that majority of people, or majority of humanity, will end up dying never realising the full potential they had in Christ, of what they could have had they been born again. And that's the utter tragedy of it. I see in others that what they do not see in themselves. I desire to encourage others, I desire to lift them up, that even just to plan out things, for the life, to make it more chaotic. That's why I do hopefully with the YouTube channel I might do more job coaching, much more of relationship and friendship advice, but not to compromise. If you're when you're a man of God or woman of God, it's very important not to compromise with this world, because this world will destroy you if you let it in, like it did once with me. But my best friend saved me, so my loyalty is to my best friend, and that makes it hard, because what many people want is for you to make them an idol in their heart, and I cannot in good conscience do that. Cannot, and shall not, and will not. Therefore, it naturally leads to more a kind of lonely existence. But there's great joy in suffering that this world does not understand, because it avoids suffering. The very thing that they can gain power from through the blood of Christ, they avoid it. They follow they see things through their own eyes, and they form their own morality based upon themselves, and it's tragic. I see many people, they have such strong potentials. They may have filial love in their friendships and things, but not agape love. There's limitations there, depending on the structure, the foundations the relationship is built upon. Eventually it all crumble in the end if it's not built on Christ. If it's not, if your relationship and friendships are not built on Christ, by default it's built on idolatry of what you perceive the friendship to be, of what your connection is to the person, or of the some things you have in common. Remove all that, you have nothing. But with Christ, if you have Christ as the center foundation of your friendships and relationships, you have something that's internal that cannot be moved. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you, and may the rest of the day be a blessing towards you.